Okay, how's everybody doing today? Again, my name is Kent. Channel is ES Bitcoin San Diego. Today is August 9th. It's in the AM. It's actually 10:44 a.m. So I'm going to get this one out early today. So today I want to talk about Polkadot. Here, let me get back to my screen. Let's talk a little bit about Polkadot. Another one of these billionaire loser guys. Let's take a look at Polkadot. Come up here. Let me see if my screen's playing or I forgot to change my preferences. Yeah, it changes every time I start the video. Every time I start one of these videos, I gotta change my preferences. So Polkadot is, and we're gonna go into Polkadot. We're gonna talk a little bit about it because as all these projects that I've been talking about here recently, underperforming, gobbling up immense amounts of resources. Huge ICOs, raised over $100 million, but yet has not launched, has yet to do anything but pontificate in a white paper that makes absolutely no sense. Don't bother reading the white paper. It's 20-some pages long. I read it 3 times last night and didn't understand it. I'll show a little bit of it to you here today in this video. So anyway, let's talk about Polkadot. I think this is going to play now. Play. Turn sound up. Okay, let me go back and see if I can get this thing to play. Internal output. No, lost me there for a second. Sorry about that. I changed things. There we go. Play. Sorry about that. You might have lost my video for a little bit, or my sound for a little bit. Okay, there we go. 2020. Okay, I don't know. Maybe I should restart this video. You're gonna have a little bit of my video, I think, that was muted because I actually changed the speakers, or maybe you'll hear a different kind of a sound because my speakers got changed. But anyway, let's talk about Polkadot because this thing is just a big clusterfuck as far as I'm concerned. Get rid of this. Get rid of this, and let's go to Polkadot, Mr. Polkadot. Gavin Wood. I think the problem is the guy spent too many years in school. I think he's got a PhD. So let's go to the markets first. Let's just look at Polkadot. So this is Polkadot. No, that's Telos. Look at Polkadot. Let's go to, because they're always in the top 10. And right now they are number 9 with a $21 billion market cap for this project that has never launched, never run a transaction, for the public blockchain. And this is why this is important. This is why I'm on Ethereum, Cardano, and Polkadot, because these are the super highways that are supposed to run the applications that we run, which is the challenge application, the challenge DApp, decentralized application DApp. If these guys can never get their act together and never build the super highways, we can't build the communities that live on the super highways. So this is holding up the whole process of where the blockchain cryptocurrency world is going. The infrastructure just is not yet developed. And the reason it's not developed because we have a few people like these guys like Ethereum, Cardano, Polkadot. They're holding lots of resources, raised tons of money in ICOs, and have yet to produce anything that can be used by a simple application like us, even CryptoKitties or anything. Can't be used on these blockchains because they just don't scale and they don't have a workable infrastructure. They don't have a workable way of running applications. And that's why I think that they're losers. They're losers because they cannot pull it together and get it together and make it happen. So I basically call these guys billion-dollar losers because they all have probably at least $1 billion worth of net worth, and none of them have been able to put anything together. And I'll show you the information on Woods. Here's the guy. They call him Dr. Gavin Woods. I don't know what he's got a PhD in underwater basket weaving. Who cares? I don't care. I don't know. I don't want to care what I just want to see him do something. So token sale on his blockchain, his ICO was $144,630,000. Like I said, Cardano I think raised $60 million. He raised $144 million. What has he done for $144,630,000? Well, I'll show you real quickly what he's done. Let's go back to this video that he's. That's not my video. That's somebody else's video. That's my video. No, that's not here. This is Gavin Woods, the guy I just showed you, that just raised over $100 million in an ICO, and the Polkadot launch process. So he's going to talk about launching his blockchain or his chain, whatever they call it, pair chain. I don't know. It's convoluted. You don't even understand what they're talking about when you read this stuff. But here, let's see what he says about getting this thing up and running. Okay, this guy also was a co-founder along with Charles Hawkins and Vitalik Buterin with Ethereum. And he actually wrote the language Solidity. So that should tell you something about the guy.
We were just kind of thinking how we could maybe create the next version of Ethereum if we sort of had a greenfield to design.
Yeah, greenfield. So greenfield mean I got a lot of money and I'm gonna do something with Ethereum. So this is his idea. This is his compound probably, where he spent the hundreds of millions of dollars that he raised in his ICO. Whereas I don't see the landing strip there. You see the landing strip anywhere for the private plane? I don't see that. It must be over here someplace else. But it's close by, believe me.
So we already have technologies such as Bitcoin and Ethereum, which are able to...
Okay, so we're fully aware of that. You didn't have to get a PhD for that.
To, in some sense, disintermediate many of the middlemen, many of the institutions. And
yeah, what he's saying is, the third party. Get rid of the third party. The third party being the bank. The third party being the insurance company. The third party being the title insurance companies. All these people in our world that are gatekeepers, and they have to be somebody to keep track, the checks and balances of all the different things in the world, that the assets that we own, the assets that we need to have. But they all have insurance companies. Insurance companies' jobs are to make sure they pay you out as little as possible. There's something called subrogation. In a contract, you have a contract with your insurance company, and if you're in a car accident, the person that wrecked into your car has an insurance policy with has a contract with their insurance company. So we have two contracts going: the person driving the car and the person that wrecked into your car. Well, the person that gets in an accident should be able to collect from both, because both have been paying premiums. But the insurance companies got together and come up with this fancy word nobody understands called subrogation, which means we're only going to have one claim. So even though you have two contracts, you have two payments, you only have one claim, because the insurance company got their head together and said, hey, look, we'll make it so you only have to, we as companies can get out of paying for somebody else's damage. When they damaged you, we'll get out of paying for that by just saying, no, there's only going to be one company paying. That's going to be subrogation, which is a fancy term to say, hey, we're only going to pay half of what we should have paid because there's only one accident. So we're only going to pay out one time, one way, through one company. So one company assumes responsibility, they pay out. The other company's off the hook, even though they have a contract, and the person that's driving the car is paying that contract. So they just combine it and say, no, we got subrogation. Clever way for insurance companies to get out of paying. So yeah, we got these trusted third parties like insurance companies and banks which charge huge fees for moving money, take all the, just do whatever they want to do, charge your overdrafts, over fees and whatever. So that's what he's talking about. The world's run by third parties that we need to eliminate to make the world a much happier place.
Authorities, and remove the need for much of the trust in society.
Right. So we need to have a trusted third. It looks like a real handsome group of people here. Let's keep going.
But what we currently have is a patchwork of, if you like, independent and isolated legal systems of the internet.
Yeah, totally agree with that. Yeah, we have a patchwork of all kinds of whatever. The court systems are a mess. The insurance companies are a mess. The banks are a mess. It's all a mess. Title companies are a mess. It's all a mess. It's a huge mess.
And this is problematic.
You know, as he goes on, I think about this. You have the big 8 accounting firms, used to call the big 8 accounting firms, that would oversee and audit public companies, private companies, whatever. And they found out that a lot of times they don't do any auditing, or they miss a lot of things. So, you know, they have to carry huge liability insurances because of that. So nobody wants to take responsibility for anything else anymore because nobody's doing anything, including the auditing firms that are supposed to be auditing these companies. So here we go.
Because it creates many different groups who, although they share the same vision, they have a misalignment in
misalignments, we know that.
how they wish to achieve it, creating borders where borders don't need to be there.
This is actually not the video I want to play. Let's play this other one. But you got an opportunity to listen to him a little bit there. There's the white paper. I hope I saved that other video. Let me see if I did or not. I might have to go back to my history because there's a video I want you to see. He actually says Ethereum 2.0 wasn't being worked on. It's one of the things that frustrated him and why he wanted to launch Polkadot. Because 2.0 Ethereum just wasn't happening. Is that the one I just played? Yeah, let me see. There's another one, I think. Yeah, let's try. Is that the same one? Yeah, let's try this one. I think this is the one I want to play. It's a little bit down for this one right here. Okay, here we go.
Meet Chris and Mark.
I gotta get through the ad first.
Ethereum. Well, Chris.
This is the one I want to play. Behind the code. So this is basically Polkadot Behind the Code episode, The Idea, featuring Gavin Wood. Here we go. Berlin 2020. It starts out the same way.
We were just kind of thinking how we could maybe create the next version of Ethereum if we sort of had.
That's the same video. Let me see if I can find the one I'm looking for. There's a video where it starts out, and basically what he says is that they were trying to do Ethereum 2.0, and it just wouldn't happen. Here, maybe it's this one. Let's try this one.
Polkadot is working to crypto space look like if all blockchains
Nope,
be
that's
common
not
link
it.
to one another.
Yeah, the parachain, we already, the things in. Anyway, what he basically says, gosh, I wish I could find that. I thought that video that I was playing was the one that told you what he said about Ethereum 2.0. Let's talk about it. Let's look at this. I'll just type in Gavin Wood in 2.0. Oh, maybe it is in this one, but I just need to get to the beginning.
We have this great new tech that allows.
Yeah, this is a different one.
Hi, I'm Gavin Wood. Thanks for joining me, taking the time, and thank you to Ready Layer 1 for this
Okay, this is the one I was looking for.
great conference that they've put together. I plan to detail the Polkadot launch plan for
Yeah, the Polkadot, this is a year ago, my friend, 2020. This is 2021, and we're still talking about the launch plan.
you today, but first, maybe it would be nice for us to give you a little video of.
Yeah, we don't want a video. We want you to launch a chain.
Of how we got to where we are.
Yeah, we know how we got where. Yeah, 100 and what's how many billions or how many hundreds of millions? Yeah, tell us how you spent your $144 million. Tell us how you did that, Gavin.
Today.
Yeah, these videos are all confusing because they all start the same way. It's basically the whole, all the same video. Maybe this one has a little bit different beginning.
We were just kind of thinking how...
Not going to do it. It's going to be the same thing. Basically, let me see if I can find it. Wow, the markets are up good today, 45,000 on Bitcoin. Unfortunately, I might not be able to find it because all these videos are the same, so I'm not going to talk about it. But basically what it is he said that he realized that 2.0 Ethereum wasn't being worked on. And this is clear back in 2016. So that was his need to come up with Polkadot. Basically, Polkadot is a parachain. It runs on, there's a relay chain, and then it runs all these other parachains. And you really never can figure out exactly how it works. I'll show you the white paper, because there's just so much ambiguity in the way the chain operates, so many variables in the way it operates. Let me see if I can find it in the white paper. Based on permissions. I mean, so lower value chains need less permissions. More valuable chains mean more valuable positions. So it's really kind of a very confusing system that doesn't make a lot of sense. Certainly something with $100 and some million, you'd come up with a better idea than this. But I'll just give you just a quick example of how this paper reads. It's like 28 pages long. But a validator is the highest charge and helps seal new blocks on the Polkadot network. The validator role is to contiguous upon a sufficiently high bond being deposited though we allow other bond parties to nominate one more validator to act for them as much as such some portions of the validator's bond may not necessarily be owned by validator herself, but rather by these nominators. A validator must run a relay chain client implementation with high availability and bandwidth. Okay, they just got to make sure you're running something valuable. But that gives you some idea of what this thing is about. I'm trying to think about it as I'm reading it. Once all new parachain blocks have been properly ratified by their appointed validator subgroups, validators must then ratify the relay chained block itself. This involves updating the state of the transaction queues, essentially moving data from the parachain outside the queue to another parachain inside the queue, processing the transactions of the ratified relay chain transaction set and ratify the full. I mean, come on, man. It just goes on and on and on. Polkadot. I mean, I'm doing a poor job of giving it, justice of how bad it is. It really is bad. It's just really, really bad. And let's just go to Blocktivity. I mean, it's not even show up. Doesn't they don't even run any transactions. It's not even here. And I think it kind of runs a little bit on the Ethereum blockchain too. I mean, it runs on all blockchains. It's just kind of like this parachain out there in the universe that just kind of runs someplace. I don't know. Who knows? But anyway, that's what it is. Like I say, a lot of wasted capital, a lot of wasted time, a lot of wasted money, and nothing produced, nothing happening. Somebody told me on some of my other videos, I'll read one, the one I did on Cardano. It's more than just they are bringing crypto to peer review, not bringing peer review to crypto. The process of peer reviews in all contexts can improve with blockchain technology and can lead to credibility and stability to DeFi. The Kool-Aid sure tastes good. Oh my gosh. How do you even respond to something like that? I just said, I'm glad. Tell your buddy Charles to get off his ass and do something without spewing shit in there, without spewing shit in every direction. Another one, this guy asked me, he goes, it's interesting to hear your points on Cardano. Do you know of their Catalyst program? They work, the work they are doing in Africa. And I looked that up. This is what it is. Project Catalyst is a series of experiments which seeks to generate the highest level of community innovations. What's that mean? Catalyst brings on-chain governance on Cardano blockchain by allowing the community to self-determine priorities for growth. It's also less participants deploy funding to proposals which tackle challenges and capitalize on opportunities that arise on the, oh man, how can I participate? Anyone can participate. Oh my God. It's just garbage. Just basically garbage. So anyway, I wanted to just give you a quick overview on this one. And I also want to talk a little bit about Telos, because actually Telos is really doing well. Oh, this guy talks a little bit about Polkadot here too. Here, let's give a little bit of his information on Polkadot.
How do I do smart contracts on Kusama or Polkadot? It should be noted that Kusama, being the Canary network cousin of
What's that mean?
Polkadot, which isn't afraid of risks and likes to move fast and break things, shares
How about like moves slow and never does anything instead of moves fast and breaks things?
almost the same source code, which means that anything that eventually comes to Polkadot will first be on Kusama. So my answer will apply equally to both of them. So how do you do smart contracts on Kusama or
I don't know. How do you do smart contracts?
Polkadot? Well, it should be noted that the relay chain, and that's the main chain that coordinates all of the other parachains,
The relay chain, it was in the white paper quite often.
the parallel chains connecting to the network,
And the parallel chains.
does not have any native smart contract functionality, and
Yes, he has no native smart contract functionality. So the main chain, the relay chain, doesn't have any functionality.
that's because of the ethos of Polkadot, which is that every chain, including the main relay chain, should be as light and application
So it's supposed to be light, meaning it's supposed to be fast. But keep going, let's see.
specific as possible. And the application of the relay chain is, after all, seamless coordination of other chains. It really can't have other stuff interfering with that. And smart contracts being the popular
Okay, so this is really funny. So what he's saying is that the main chains, the relay chain, is light and doesn't really do much because it's got to be light and won't even run a smart contract. But the whole idea of this thing is to run a smart contract. What's going on here, and what I want people to understand, is that we are not even to the point where the blockchain is doing what it's supposed to do, which is run an application. So we can't even get these guys that are raised hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and billions of dollars through these ICOs, like Charles Hawkinson and Ethereum, Vitalik Buterin, and of course Gavin Wood with Polkadot, to even build something that you can run an application on so that people like us can actually run an application. That's what the problem is. We haven't even evolved to the point where the communities on the superhighway of technology, superhighway of the blockchain, can be built. We can't even build the little cities, communities, applications, because they can't put this stuff together. They just keep dragging it on for years and years and years. They raise more and more money, like I said with Charles Hawkinson, just like with this guy, Gavin Wood, to keep raising more and more money, but they never build anything, and they just keep this anticipation play going. And actually, of these last 3 videos I've done with Cardano, Polkadot, and Ethereum, maybe the best thing you could do if you wanted to just play these markets, a smart contract market, is just buy the anticipation play, which is Ethereum 1.0. God, it's up to $3,100 right now, 23% in the last 7 days. Man, buy that one. I mean, it's never gonna turn into 2.0. It'll never run anything, but this thing that it may someday is making lots of money. So that's the one that, and I think actually the smart contract platform that's really going to take off is going to be Telos, which is a sister chain of EOS. This is EOS with different people, different governances and different block producers. Basically a sister chain of EOS. But this is the one I think will basically be able to run a lot of applications. But you never hear about Telos because they didn't raise hundreds of millions of dollars like these other guys did. So This is the one I think that probably will run a lot of smart contracts in the world in the very near future. And probably the one that will succeed is Telos. And of course, we're getting ready to run on Telos too. Oh, and by the way, I do run an application. When I do these, if you want to, I run a challenge. I'll show it to you real quick. So if you watch this video, here was my previous, I don't know if you can see this or not. Here, let me go back to the actual video. So that's the video that I ran here not too long ago. And I put a challenge up for 500 tokens. So if you go to challenge, CHALLENGE, and it's just challenge EOS in the App Store and the Google Play Store, find the video. This is the video that I'm running right now. And then just put a comment. I don't know if you can see this or not, but there's 8 comments on that. See where it says 8 comments? And 8 winners. You see a little thing where there's winners, 8 winners. Let's see if I can get it right. I'm getting a better camera. I got my GoPro on my motorcycle helmet. I'm going to take that off and use it on my computer, so I got a better camera. So now when I go to these people that have actually look at the 8 winners, here are the 8 winners that we've given that tokens to. So 8 people in my last video got 500 tokens for just making a comment. And I'll show you what it looks like. So when they actually make a comment, here's a winner. Let me go back and show you how that looks. Go back there. Here's the comment. So here's Maxwell Milo 2, and he just screenshotted his comment. Okay, and if you look up here in the upper, would be left-hand corner for me, right-hand corner for you, there's a little, like, it looks like a little trophy. I don't know if you can see that. That little trophy. That's where I awarded him the token. So he got 500 tokens for making that post. So there you go. There's a working application. The guy got 500 tokens for just commenting on this video, on the last video. And it worked very well and smoothly. And I gave him 500 tokens. He's got 500 tokens now. Let's see what Challenge is doing today. CHL. So he owns 500 of these. You trade on Nudex. Hopefully getting ready to trade on some other exchanges. We're off today. Yesterday we were up. But, you know, it's a very little bit of money that he received for 500. But I'm giving you 500 tokens on a working application on the blockchain. That's what we want to have happen. That's something I could not do on Polkadot. I could not do on Ethereum. I could not do on Cardano. But I can do on EOS. You know, I'm not an apologist for EOS. I have a lot of problems with EOS and some of the things they've done. They raised $4 billion, and I don't know what they did with their money. I could be just as critical of EOS as I am all these others. But at least we're running an application on EOS. And EOS has sister chains like Wax and Telos and some of these others that are doing very, very well. So, yeah, they have actually produced, they've actually performed versus people like Gavin Woods that haven't done anything. So, anyway, that's my quick analysis of Polkadot. I will go back and talk about Polkadot some more when I got some more time. I'm a little tight on time this morning. But let me look at some comments here real quick and see what's going on. Okie doke. So, yep, hi. What is your opinion about Eden? That's a good one. I'll do one on Eden too. I hope it's not another one of these $1 billion losers. Zach, how you doing, Zach? Yeah, I know Zach's a Telos guy, and I'm a Telos guy too, and we're going to be on Telos here real soon. So, okay. So anyway, I appreciate everybody watching. Like I say, quick video. I'll try to keep these going daily. Try to pick some of these guys apart, like Gavin Woods. Dr. Gavin Woods. Better get it right. He's got that PhD. Got to remember that. He's really smart. It's really smart because he knows how to raise $100 million and not do anything with it. I appreciate you watching. Thank you very much.